Welcome to part 2 of the course introduction. This time we'll be talking about the journal article assignment, which is due in week 4 or on February 11th at 11:59 p.m. And we'll also be discussing the dialogue assignment, which is due in week 9 or March 18th. So we'll start with the journal article assignment. So this is under content, assignments and rubrics, and you can scroll down to the journal article review assignment. So like I said, it's due February 11th, which is a Sunday before midnight. It is meant to be posted to the Dropbox, which is your final submission to me. But also what I'd like you to do is in the discussion board, there'll be a discussion forum set up that you can post your journal articles that you found. So the ones that you're using to review for the article critique, I'd like you to post the link or a copy of the link to the journal article or the citation, so the APA citation, so that way other students can look for those journal articles and they can use them for other assignments that they may need those articles for. So it's more of a sharing of knowledge to other students. So you can put in the APA citation, because if you put the link to it, so if you're searching for it in the library, the Fleming Library site, and you put the link, it won't work. You won't be able to click on it because you'd have to log in and it won't work. So make sure you put the APA citation in the discussion board, and you could even put a brief summary of what you learned in the article as well. So the paper itself that it's due in the Dropbox is meant to be 4 pages long, double-spaced, and always APA formatting. So the 4 pages doesn't include the title page and reference page, so really it would be 6 pages long. So the paper is individually written, so it should always be different from any other students in your class. It's going to summarize and critique the article that you chose using the CYC perspective. You're choosing a scholarly, peer-reviewed journal article. So anything you find in the Fleming Library site, search site for journal articles, probably will be suitable for this assignment. And you're choosing something around substances or substance use. So my suggestion to you would be to choose a topic that relates to the presentation you're going to be doing, and you can use this information later. So it's one less thing you have to search for later. But you can choose whatever you like. If there's 2 different topics you want to work on and learn more about, absolutely. But you can choose whatever topic pertaining to substances and or substance use, youth related. It must be related to youth. So you choose a topic in the course outline, which they're in the course outline under the content tab. So anything that's in the weekly topics. So everything from alcohol to, actually, let's just go and look at that. So the table of contents under content. So the topics you can choose from, so week 1 probably wouldn't be appropriate because it's more of an overview. Same with week 2. But then you can choose from alcohol or stimulants like cocaine or amphetamines or ADHD medication, narcotics, so that is a wide variety from oxycodone, oxycontin, Vicodin, any opiates really, LSD or other hallucinogens, marijuana, that's reading week, depressants and inhalants, over-the-counter performance-enhancing drugs, or other sedatives, antipsychotics, and anti-anxiety medications, ADHD medication, and then any other substances that might be abused by youth. So those are kind of the topics you can choose from for this assignment. So let's go back into that. Too far. Okay. So if you have any questions about it or the chosen article, please let me know. You can send me the APA citation and I will look up the assignment or the journal article that you've chosen for the assignment, and I can let you know if it's an appropriate article or not. So like I said, I'd like you to put the APA citations in the discussion board, so that way other people can take a look at those assignments, or take a look at the articles, not the assignments. So like I said, it needs to be scholarly, peer-reviewed article retrieved from the Fleming Library website. This is a critique. It's not, so there's no personal pronouns. So you're not saying I believe this, or she, or any of those, or using she, he, one, it is expected. So using third-person language. Must submit your own written work. APA guidelines are always required especially when you're writing these types of papers. Like I said, 4 pages, so approximately 1,200 words, not including the title page and reference page. 12-point font, Times New Roman font, always for APA. And we're using an essay format, so we're using an introduction, the summary of the article, the critical reflection of the article, and then a concluding paragraph. So in the critical reflection, these are some of the questions that you could answer to help your thinking around reflecting on the article. So why did you what influenced you to choose it? Did the article have any biases or preconceptions about information? Did issues raised in the article influence your own values or beliefs? Etc. So you can go through those. So the questions above are only to assist in engaging critically in the article. Please remember that the critique is an essay that provides a review of information and its application to practice. So how could you use the information from the article when working with youth? So something you might want to look at if you're looking to figure out how to do a review of a journal article, simply search for a sample format for reviewing a journal article if you're having any difficulties. Also, you have likely done one of these before, and likely in your Intro to Children's Mental Health, you probably did something similar to this, but you can always look up those. So that is your critique assignment. Like I said, week 4, due Sunday, February 11th. Before midnight, and late policy applies, so 10% a day that it's late, and that includes 12:01 that would be classified as late. Alright, so let's discuss the next assignment, which is the dialogue assignment, and it's due week 9 at Sunday, March 18th at 11:59 yet again. So this dialogue assignment is a little different, or is much different than the last one. What I'd like you to do is it's really a discussion you're having with a youth. So it's kind of a role play, but you're writing it out yourself. So it also includes a brochure that you'll be creating as well, and this is worth 15% of your final grade. So there's 2 parts. So the first part is where you'll be selecting a prescription mental health medication. So any type of medication that a physician, a doctor, would be prescribing a youth for some kind of mental health concern. So I want you to create a pamphlet, poster, or brochure that explains the information that would be helpful for the youth to make an informed choice about beginning its use. So the brochure, pamphlet, whichever, must be written in language that the youth can understand. So it should be in easy to understand language and not a lot of jargon. So many youth are prescribed mental health medications for various reasons. The information they are given is not always easy for them to understand. So this assignment is meant to help alleviate that. So some examples, but of course not a whole list that you can choose from. Ritalin, Zoloft, Risperdal, Prozac, Seroquel. There's many, many more, but this is pretty common ones. Like I said, you can choose from those or many others, but they must be shown to be appropriate to use with youth. So there are many medications that are used with youth, but aren't or haven't been researched to use with youth. So make sure that you know that they are appropriate to use with youth. So we're going to talk about the generic and brand names of the medication, the side effects of the medication, but not the entire list because that would take up the whole brochure. The negative effects on the youth if they do not take the medication when it's needed should be included. So we're looking at both sides of what could happen if you do or if you don't take the medication. There should be a balance between the negatives and positives, and it should be unbiased. So we're not looking at pushing the medication, but we're also not looking at pushing not taking the medication. We're giving all of the information to the youth so they can make an informed choice. The assignment can be any length or format for this Part A, but should provide an adequate amount of information. You can create it in any creative way that you want. So this will be a little difficult to submit, but I need to be able to see it. So if you take a picture of it, it needs to be clear, and I should be able to read it. So if you're handwriting things, it's very hard to read handwriting in a photograph. So it's always better to type it. So that would be much better. So like I said, if I can't read it, I can't mark it. So you can submit them separately, so in 2 separate documents, but just submit them to Dropbox, and I can do both from there. So you need to use at least 3 references, and at least one of these references needs to be a peer-reviewed journal article. So you could have used this for your article critique assignment if you feel it fits. But there are 2 other references can come from websites or textbooks or anything else that is a legitimate reference. So no Wikipedia, no WebMD, none of those types of websites. APA reference list should be attached to your assignments. You'll need 1 reference page for both Part A and Part B. That's fine. So there should in total be 5 references. So 3 for Part A and 2 for Part B. And you can use the references from Part A in Part B, but there should be 5 listed. And don't list the reference list on your poster, brochure, whatever you're going to make. It's a waste of space, and that's not what the assignment is meant to do. It's supposed to be, the references should be on a separate sheet. So Part B. So after learning about the medication you chose, you're going to write a script of a conversation between yourself as a child and youth counselor and a youth using the same drug used in Part A. So the youth is asking questions about how the drug affects their brain. So we're looking at the science of taking the drug, so how the neurotransmitters are impacted, how that works. So you're going to be explaining it to the youth. So in Part B, your conversation with the youth will focus on information about the brain, neurons, and transmitters. The information in the following website is what students are to focus on. So that gives you some information. There's also information in the lecture, refer to Lecture 3, the readings, the YouTube clips for more ideas. As a CYC, you're very knowledgeable about the psychoactive drug effects on the brain and are able to answer each of their questions. So you can't simply say, oh, I don't know, I'll check back. You will have the information in this conversation with the youth. So you won't be able to give generic answers. I want specific answers of the questions that the youth has. So here's an example of what that Part B would look like. So it gives the youth asking questions, the CYC giving a very detailed answer and saying, well, here's a pamphlet, or the pamphlet says something about Ritalin, increase my focus. So you're talking about the pamphlet, so you're referring to the pamphlet, but you're really looking at the science behind it. So how does the medication actually work on the brain and what it's doing for the youth? So Part B of the assignment must be at least 2 pages, double-spaced, APA style. You have credit license to make the discussion however you like, but there must be a back and forth between the youth and the CYC. So there must be a flow of conversation. So include at least 2 sources in the citation. In-text citations are required. So I want you to cite your sources in the text of the conversation, and they must be different than the references from Part A. 1 reference for Part A and Part B is required. You do not need 1 reference page for each part of the assignment. So there should be 5 references, like I said. So you do not need to submit a rubric with your assignment. I will send you the rubric within the 2-week time frame with your assignment mark. And again, writing policy applies, so make sure you read up on what the writing policy entails and that you're completing all of the requirements for what the writing policy needs. So that is all of the assignments. So listen to Part A or Part 1 of the talk about Introduction to the course, and this is Part 2. If you have any other questions, a Skype conversation can always be made, and that's the best way to get in touch with me other than email.